The unseen world is closer than you think. Right now, in homes across the globe, millions of people are unknowingly opening doors they may never be able to close. These doors aren't made of wood or metal, they're spiritual portals, disguised as innocent pastimes and everyday hobbies. What you're about to learn today might change the way you spend your free time forever. We're diving deep into four seemingly harmless activities that could be inviting unwanted spiritual guests into your life. These aren't obvious dangers. They're subtle, socially acceptable, and often encouraged by well-meaning friends and family. The truth is, spiritual warfare isn't always dramatic. It doesn't always announce itself with thunder and lightning. Sometimes it slips in through the most ordinary moments of our lives, through activities we've been told are completely safe and normal. In this video, you'll discover why certain popular hobbies are actually ancient practices in modern packaging. You'll learn how the enemy has masterfully disguised age-old spiritual traps as innocent entertainment. More importantly, you will understand exactly how to protect yourself and your loved ones from these hidden dangers. This isn't about living in fear. It's about living with wisdom and discernment in a world that increasingly blurs the lines between harmless fun and spiritual compromise. By the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge to recognize these subtle entryways and the wisdom to make informed decisions about your leisure activities. What makes this information crucial is that these activities are becoming more mainstream every day. As society becomes more spiritually curious but less spiritually grounded, these seemingly innocent hobbies are gaining unprecedented popularity. The time to understand their true nature is now, before they become so normalized that questioning them seems outdated or paranoid. Stay with me as we uncover these four deceptively innocent hobbies that might be creating spiritual vulnerabilities in your life. Your discernment may be the only thing standing between you and an unwanted spiritual encounter. Board games stacked on family shelves across nations hide secrets deeper than their colorful boxes suggest. Modern entertainment has masterfully repackaged ancient divination practices into seemingly innocent pastimes, creating a bridge between our world and realms we were never meant to explore. Most concerning among these are products marketed as spiritual games or mystical entertainment. While appearing harmless at first glance, these activities often mirror ancient divination tools used by civilizations known for their deep involvement with spiritual entities. Moving pieces across boards while asking questions into apparent emptiness mirrors practices once reserved for temple priests and oracle seekers. Digital versions have made these practices even more accessible and socially acceptable. Smartphone apps promising to read energy or connect with guidance utilize the same principles as ancient divination tools, merely wrapped in modern technology. Social media platforms overflow with seemingly fun quizzes and games that invite participants to seek answers from unknown sources, normalized through likes and shares. Pendulum apps, digital tarot readings, and automated fortune-telling programs have transformed what was once clearly recognized as spiritual practice into casual entertainment. Many users begin exploring these apps out of simple curiosity or peer pressure, unaware that engagement with these activities, even in digital form, can establish spiritual connections that persist long after phones are locked and computers shut down. Popular party games involving spirit communication have become standard entertainment at social gatherings. Marketing strategies present these as just games, yet their mechanics often parallel serious occult practices. Moving indicators across letters and numbers while asking questions into darkness follows patterns historically used for supernatural communication, regardless of whether it's marketed as entertainment or spiritual practice. Children's toys and games haven't escaped this trend. Some popular products incorporate elements of fortune-telling or spirit communication, presented as harmless fun for young minds. These games often include asking questions to unseen entities, waiting for responses through various mechanisms, and interpreting signs or symbols, core elements of traditional divination practices. Beyond traditional board games, role-playing games sometimes incorporate real occult symbols and practices into their gameplay mechanics. While not every fantasy game poses spiritual risks, some blur lines between fictional entertainment and actual supernatural engagement, especially when players are encouraged to perform rituals or invocations as part of gameplay. Signs of spiritual attachment through these activities often manifest subtly. Unexplained anxiety, sleep disturbances, or a growing obsession with receiving messages and guidance through these channels. What begins as casual entertainment can evolve into dependency on these tools for decision-making, replacing discernment with reliance on unknown entities. Most dangerous is how these games normalize supernatural communication for entire generations. When seeking guidance from spirits becomes as casual as checking weather apps, society's spiritual discernment deteriorates. This normalization creates an environment where deeper occult involvement seems like a natural next step rather than a serious spiritual decision. Breaking free requires recognition and decisive action. Seemingly innocent games carrying spiritual risks should be removed from homes, digital devices cleared of divination apps, and boundaries established regarding entertainment choices. Protecting our spiritual space demands awareness that not all games are created equal. Some carry price tags invisible to physical eyes but costly to spiritual well-being. Mindfulness has swept through modern culture like a tidal wave, promising peace and clarity in a chaotic world. Behind this wellness movement lurks an often overlooked spiritual danger. Meditation practices stripped of their original contexts and safeguards, leaving practitioners vulnerable to influences they never intended to encounter. Modern meditation apps and classes often promote emptying one's mind completely, creating a vacant space without guidance about what might fill that void. This practice differs drastically from traditional contemplative prayer or focused meditation, where minds remain actively engaged with specific positive content. Empty meditation essentially broadcasts an open invitation to whatever spiritual entities might be listening. Certain popular yoga practices, marketed as pure exercise, still retain their deeper spiritual elements. While basic stretching poses offer genuine physical benefits, advanced practices often incorporate subtle energy work and invoke specific entities through traditional Sanskrit chants, even when practitioners don't understand what they're saying. These seemingly innocent workout routines can become doorways to unexpected spiritual experiences. Corporate mindfulness programs, designed to boost productivity, sometimes inadvertently introduce employees to altered states of consciousness without proper spiritual protection. What begins as stress reduction can evolve into experiences that challenge one's fundamental spiritual beliefs. Workers seeking better focus might find themselves experiencing supernatural encounters they never signed up for. Guided visualization exercises, common in both meditation apps and wellness programs, often direct practitioners to seek wisdom from spirit guides or inner teachers. This apparently innocent practice mirrors ancient shamanic journeying techniques, where individuals deliberately connect with spiritual entities for guidance. Modern practitioners might not realize they're engaging in nearly identical practices to those used in traditional spirit communication. Sleep meditation recordings pose particular risks, as they encourage deep receptivity during vulnerable states of consciousness. Many users report experiencing strange phenomena, vivid dreams, or unexplained sensations after regular use of these recordings. Night hours have traditionally been recognized as times of increased spiritual activity across cultures, making unprotected meditation during these periods especially risky. Mindfulness retreats, growing increasingly popular, sometimes push participants into intensive meditation practices before they're properly prepared. Extended periods of meditation without proper spiritual grounding can create altered states where discernment becomes difficult. Some retreat participants report experiencing supernatural phenomena they weren't equipped to process or protect themselves against. Group meditation sessions can amplify these risks, as spiritual influences affecting one participant might spread to others in the group. Ancient wisdom traditions always emphasized proper preparation and protection before group spiritual practices, yet modern wellness culture often dismisses these precautions as outdated superstition. Warning signs of problematic meditation practices include unexpected emotional volatility, disturbing visions during meditation, a sense of presence while meditating alone, or growing detachment from one's original spiritual beliefs. These symptoms often develop gradually, making them easy to dismiss or rationalize away. Safe meditation alternatives do exist. Focused contemplation on specific, positive content keeps minds actively engaged rather than empty. Physical relaxation techniques can deliver stress relief benefits without spiritual risks. Most importantly, maintaining strong spiritual boundaries while practicing any form of meditation provides essential protection against unwanted influences. Modern culture's rush to embrace meditation's benefits, while ignoring its spiritual implications, has created vulnerable practitioners worldwide. Reclaiming discernment in meditation practices means acknowledging their power, both positive and potentially dangerous, and approaching them with appropriate respect and protection. Television shows and social media have transformed paranormal investigation from a serious spiritual matter into mainstream entertainment. Millions now treat ghost hunting as an exciting weekend activity, armed with EMF meters and spirit boxes purchased online, unaware they're stepping into ancient spiritual territories without proper protection or understanding. Reality television has normalized communication with unknown entities, making it seem as casual as posting on social media. Popular ghost hunting shows present paranormal investigation as thrilling adventure rather than serious spiritual engagement. Behind entertaining editing and dramatic reactions lies real spiritual interaction, often with entities that may not have viewers' best interests at heart. Mobile apps promising to detect and communicate with spirits have flooded digital marketplaces. These seemingly harmless applications encourage users to attempt spirit communication anywhere, anytime. What begins as curiosity-driven entertainment often leads to genuine supernatural encounters, as consistent attempts to contact spirits rarely go unanswered forever. Amateur ghost hunting groups form regularly, inspired by online content creators and television personalities. These groups often lack proper spiritual protection or guidance, instead relying on equipment and techniques learned from entertainment media. Each investigation becomes an open invitation to spiritual entities, regardless of investigators' intentions or preparation level. Abandoned locations attract paranormal tourists seeking thrilling experiences to share on social media. These urban explorers often conduct impromptu spirit communication sessions, unaware that certain locations may harbor entities deliberately seeking human interaction. Historic sites with tragic histories particularly draw both amateur investigators and potentially dangerous spiritual activity. Live streaming paranormal investigations has created new risks, as viewers worldwide can participate remotely in spirit communication sessions. This mass engagement multiplies potential spiritual connections, as entities contacted during streams may follow viewers home through their engaged participation in the investigation. Digital technology has removed traditional boundaries between investigators and audiences. Investigation equipment marketed to amateurs often includes devices designed to facilitate direct spirit communication. Spirit boxes, which rapidly scan radio frequencies, and apps that generate word banks for entities to communicate through, create convenient channels for supernatural interaction. Many users don't realize these tools can establish permanent communication channels that persist long after investigations end. Paranormal investigation podcasts and YouTube channels frequently share methods for attracting spiritual activity, presenting dangerous practices as entertainment content. Viewers learn to perform amateur seances, use pendulums, and attempt EVP, electronic voice phenomenon sessions, without understanding potential consequences or protection methods. Signs of attachment following amateur paranormal investigation often appear gradually. Unexplained noises at home, electronic device manipulation, sleep disturbances, or sudden emotional changes. Investigators might experience increasing urges to conduct more investigations as entities encountered during sessions attempt to maintain established connections. Family homes sometimes become unwitting investigation sites when children or teenagers attempt to recreate paranormal investigation shows. Young people, particularly susceptible to spiritual influence, might inadvertently invite entities into protected family spaces through investigation attempts learned from media. Legitimate research into unexplained phenomena requires proper spiritual protection, experienced guidance, and serious purpose, elements typically absent from entertainment-driven investigation. Modern media's portrayal of paranormal investigation as casual entertainment has stripped away traditional spiritual safeguards, leaving amateur investigators vulnerable to influences they're not prepared to encounter or handle. Breaking free from paranormal investigation's entertainment appeal requires recognizing its serious spiritual nature. What's packaged as exciting weekend entertainment actually represents interaction with real spiritual entities, beings that traditional wisdom consistently warns should not be contacted casually or without proper protection. Virtual reality technology has evolved beyond simple entertainment into an immersive experience that can capture minds and spirits for hours, even days at a time. Within these digital realms, lines between reality and simulation blur dangerously, creating unprecedented spiritual vulnerabilities through extended consciousness alteration. Modern VR systems offer experiences designed to fully absorb users' attention and awareness, effectively disconnecting them from physical reality. This state of complete immersion mirrors meditation techniques historically used to access spiritual realms, though few users recognize this parallel. Hours spent in artificial worlds can leave minds increasingly receptive to influences outside normal awareness. Gaming environments incorporating occult themes and supernatural elements have gained popularity in VR spaces. Players engage with ritualistic behaviors, symbolic gestures, and spiritual invocations as part of gameplay mechanics. Though presented as entertainment, these actions mirror real spiritual practices, potentially creating genuine supernatural connections despite users' innocent intentions. Extended VR sessions often induce altered states of consciousness where traditional spiritual boundaries weaken. Users report losing track of time, experiencing reality differently after removing headsets, and feeling increasingly disconnected from physical existence. These symptoms parallel historical accounts of spiritual displacement, where consciousness becomes vulnerable to outside influences. Social VR platforms host virtual rituals and ceremonies, treating serious spiritual practices as casual entertainment. Participants often unknowingly engage in actions carrying spiritual significance, their avatars performing gestures and invocations that traditional wisdom warns should never be approached casually. Digital space offers no protection from spiritual consequences of these actions. Artificial intelligence integration in VR experiences adds another layer of spiritual risk. AI-driven characters and environments respond with increasing sophistication, creating interactions that feel genuinely spiritual. Users might unknowingly engage with entities using AI interfaces as channels for communication, mistaking supernatural interaction for advanced programming. Virtual meditation spaces promote unprotected spiritual practices to users worldwide. These environments encourage deep mental states while users remain ungrounded from physical reality, creating perfect conditions for spiritual interference. Traditional meditation always emphasized physical grounding precisely to prevent such vulnerable states. Gaming addiction takes new forms in VR environments, as users spend increasing hours fully immersed in artificial realities. This constant disconnection from physical existence can create spiritual vulnerabilities similar to those observed in severe substance addiction, spaces where unwanted entities historically find easier access to human consciousness. Metaverse environments promise ever deeper immersion, with future technology targeting all human senses. These developments mirror ancient warnings about complete sensory manipulation as a gateway to spiritual possession. As virtual experiences become indistinguishable from physical reality, maintaining spiritual discernment grows increasingly challenging. Warning signs of problematic VR immersion include increased isolation from physical relationships, sleep pattern disruption, personality changes following extended sessions, and growing preference for virtual existence over physical reality. Users might experience unexplained sensations or presences even when not using VR equipment. Children face particular risks through VR exposure, as developing minds may struggle to maintain boundaries between virtual and physical realities. Young users immersed in VR environments during formative years might develop increased susceptibility to spiritual influences, their natural protective barriers weakened by constant reality shifts. Setting healthy boundaries with VR technology requires conscious effort and spiritual awareness. Limited session times, grounding practices between uses, and careful consideration of virtual content can help protect users while still allowing beneficial use of advancing technology. Most importantly, maintaining strong spiritual foundations prevents virtual experiences from creating real, supernatural vulnerabilities. Modern culture's embrace of total virtual immersion overlooks millennia of wisdom about protecting human consciousness from outside influence. As technology races forward, ancient spiritual warnings about unprotected consciousness remain relevant, perhaps now more than ever. In today's digital age, spiritually dangerous activities often wear masks of innocent entertainment and self-improvement. These four seemingly harmless hobbies, divination games, undiscerning meditation, paranormal investigation entertainment, and virtual reality immersion, represent modern doorways to age-old spiritual risks. Daily life presents countless opportunities for unwanted spiritual connections through these activities. Board games and apps promising fun and guidance mirror ancient divination practices. Meditation sessions stripped of traditional protections leave minds vulnerable to unknown influences. Amateur ghost hunting, fueled by entertainment media, encourages casual interaction with supernatural entities. Virtual reality technology creates unprecedented states of consciousness, where spiritual boundaries easily blur. What makes these activities particularly dangerous is their gradual influence. Signs of unwanted spiritual attachment often develop slowly. Subtle changes in sleep patterns, unexplained anxiety, growing obsession with specific activities, or increasing isolation from loved ones. By the time these symptoms become obvious, spiritual connections may already be firmly established. Many dismiss traditional spiritual wisdom as outdated superstition, yet ancient warnings about protecting human consciousness remain remarkably relevant to modern challenges. Our ancestors understood certain activities required careful preparation and protection, wisdom often ignored in today's fast-paced, entertainment-driven culture. Breaking free from these influences requires decisive action and maintained vigilance. Removing spiritually compromising games and apps, avoiding unprotected meditation practices, stepping away from amateur paranormal investigation, And setting strict boundaries with virtual reality technology creates space for spiritual healing and protection. This message isn't about living in fear, it's about living with wisdom and discernment. Every person holds authority over their spiritual space, but this authority must be actively exercised. Protecting our spiritual well-being requires conscious choices about how we spend our time and what influences we allow into our lives. Modern culture increasingly blurs lines between entertainment and spiritual practice, between harmless fun and genuine supernatural engagement. As society becomes more spiritually curious but less spiritually grounded, recognizing these disguised dangers becomes crucial for maintaining spiritual health and protection. Parents and guardians carry special responsibility in this digital age. Children naturally drawn to games, apps, and virtual experiences need guidance to recognize spiritual risks hidden within modern entertainment. Teaching young people to maintain strong spiritual boundaries while navigating modern technology helps protect future generations. Alternative activities exist for every risky hobby discussed. Games focusing on strategy and skill rather than supernatural elements provide entertainment without spiritual compromise. Meditation centered on positive, specific content offers mental benefits while maintaining spiritual protection. Historical research and location appreciation can replace paranormal investigation. Limited purposeful technology use allows benefits without risking spiritual vulnerability. Most importantly, maintaining strong spiritual foundations provides protection against unwanted influences. Regular prayer, scripture reading, and connection with authentic spiritual community creates resilience against deceptive spiritual practices. These foundations help distinguish between genuine spiritual growth and dangerous counterfeits. Society's increasing normalization of supernatural interaction through entertainment makes standing firm on spiritual principles increasingly challenging. Yet this challenge carries vital importance. Our spiritual well-being and that of future generations depends on maintaining clear boundaries between harmless entertainment and spiritually compromising activities. If this video has opened your eyes to spiritual risks hiding in plain sight, taking action is crucial. Share this knowledge with loved ones who might be unknowingly engaging with dangerous practices. Support others in setting boundaries with spiritually risky activities. Most importantly, strengthen your own spiritual foundations to better discern and resist harmful influences. By hitting that like button, you help spread awareness about these hidden spiritual dangers to others who might need this warning. Subscribe to our channel for more insights into protecting your spiritual well-being in today's challenging world. Press the notification bell to ensure you never miss crucial information about safeguarding yourself and loved ones from spiritual risks disguised as entertainment. Together, we can help restore spiritual discernment in a world that increasingly treats supernatural interaction as casual entertainment. Stay vigilant, maintain strong boundaries, and remember, what appears as innocent fun may open doors better left closed. Share your experiences and insights in the comments below. Your story might help others recognize and break free from spiritually compromising activities in their own lives. Together, we create a community dedicated to maintaining spiritual health and protection in an increasingly challenging world. Until next time, guard your spiritual space carefully, and may wisdom guide your choices in both entertainment and spiritual matters.